Good morning and welcome to the conversation. I am Deborah Otieno. Today I am here live at Kenya Broadcasting Corporation and I am joined with an incredible guest, Miss Wamoyi Masila, a business editor and a news anchor at KBC. Karibu sana Wamoyi.
Thank you, Deborah, for this opportunity.
It's so nice to have you here. How's your day been so far?
I'm humbled to be interviewed by you. Mm-hmm. My day has been great. Mm-hmm. It's on a very high note. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of activities, in the media, running around. But at least I've managed to pull through.
Yes.
Great.
Amazing. So what does a typical day in radio look like for you?
A case study here. Mm-hmm. I currently oversee content division. I'm the acting chief producer. I oversee 3 units under content division. We have the current affairs, production, and then the religious. And also within that content division, we have, this is the division that oversees the joint production over TV, radio, and even the radio streaming. We do that. I'm also part of the radio content advisory committee. So my day begins with meetings. If I'm not overseeing current affairs, on a Monday, for example, we have editorial meeting with the current affairs team. And then if not current affairs, I'm maybe having a meeting with the production unit. And if not, it's the religious unit. So mostly my day begins with meetings here at KBC. Not for content or for the joint production, both TV and radio, the live streaming.
A whole lot having to deal with both
yes,
production in both radio and TV.
Yes.
Wow. Can you take us through your journey into broadcasting? How did it all begin?
While at high school, media or journalism was my third option. I remember when I was filling those forms, the university forms, I love business. I wanted to pursue business, and also the second option was legal matters. I wanted to become a lawyer. Immediately after high school, before I joined the campus, I decided to go and try to explore institutions where we had legal trainings as well as business. So I kept saying, should I go for CPS? Should I do what? But I even went to a legal class. I sat there for a semester and I'm like, I think this is not what I want. So I moved out of that class. And then later I say getting interested in the media, and I'm like, okay, fine, let me rush to a college where we had this. So I applied for this course in some colleges. I was called, and then when I went there, they offered me information science. I started the first classes. I think the first week I was like, this one is not resonating with media. I guess these guys didn't get me right. So I went to the HOD and I'm like, hey, what does information science entail? It doesn't have things like media, and I was told, it's library, it's not media, but you can stay anywhere. And I was like, no, this is not what I want. So I moved out of that, and now later I got a college for media, just a private one. I started doing that. I really started feeling like there was that urge. So I did radio production specialization. It was an affiliate at that time. Those who are teaching us in that college were from Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. It was a short one, like a year or less. My lecturer was like, you want to go on attachment? I can take you to Stedman Group. So I was taken to the Stedman. That's a research firm. Now InfoTrack. So I went there. They were monitoring media organizations. Then I felt it was a good thing. So in the process, I was monitoring one of our local stations, Nation, and also the Sayare. And so I would brief them the research findings about the stations. The head of Sayare was interested in my explanation and everything, and he was like, oh, can't you come? Are you a media person? Yes. I said, yes, I've done media. Come to my station in Eldoret and try to work with us. And I said, okay, fine, why not? So I went to my boss at that time in Stedman, and I'm like, I want to go and work for this station. And he's like, no, stay around. How about this Nation? I said, yeah, even nation. So as a broadcaster, I learned that you have to be very serious with languages. Yes, because you're a communicator. If you're the first listener before you relay the information to the audience, so you should work on yourself as a broadcaster because that's your profession. Yes.
What you're saying is actually very true because the audience are very smart because once you don't know Swahili, there's an audience who knows better Swahili than you and they'll be wondering whether you're a good anchor.
Yes, or a fake one.
Yeah.
Or an AI tool. Yes.
Are there moments where you had to ad-lib on air and how was the experience like?
Oh my, when I was doing parliamentary reporting, the commentaries, oh my, you find that you have no words, but you've got to ad-lib. Something has just come up. Suddenly, you're reporting about this, and you see, you've trained your mind that, okay, the one now speaking is the Speaker of the National Assembly. His name has gone. You're seeing the speaker, yes, you know it's Wetangula, Moses Wetangula in the National Assembly, but here maybe it's Rigiji coming into your mouth. The mind is the speaker, National Assembly, okay, Moses Wetangula, okay, oh, yeah. But you see now you're telling people, moja kwa moja unajua hapa tuko naye speaker ambaye ni kwa naibu wa rais, you know. Yeah, those things do happen.
And how do you deal with such pressure? What if you make that mistake at that moment? Do you continue or what do you do? How do you deal with it?
You need to be alert, you quickly amend. We are all human beings. Such mistakes do occur. Yeah, there's no harm in saying samahani, nimekosea hapo. Yeah, this is the truth about what I'm reporting on. Yes.
Coming to think of it now, do you view journalism now as a calling or a job?
It's both for me. Yeah, calling and a job. Because for the years I've been in the industry and then how I even started, how it came about, I feel it's both. After the CRA, I came into KBC, and within KBC, because all my life, all my youth life, I've been working and training at the same time. I've achieved what I wanted.
Now let's go back to presentation. Wamoyi, you have a very powerful and engaging voice. How do you ensure that you're conversational even as your listeners listen to you on radio?
Every day is a learning day, and especially with the presentations, with engaging your listener and so on and so forth. I participate actively in church from the lectern, from when I read in the church and then come back to work. I'm just the same person. For me, I feel I'm not doing, whether it's the church or it's the, yes, work, for me it's just the same.
So that means there's no performing voice for Wamoyi and anchor voice?
No.
Okay. You've talked about both Swahili and English script. So how is it important for a journalist to be bilingual?
For you to get into the broadcasting or legal, whatever fraternity, space, language matters a lot. So you have to work on that so that once you come out the job market, you should be ready.
All-rounded.
Yes.
Do you have any breathing exercise that helps train your voice?
Yes, I do. I have to breathe in and out. Sometimes you're late, especially when you're doing the bulletin, you're anchoring news, or even just the normal presentation of different programs. You notice that, maybe you're caught on time, so you have to rush to the studio, and then I have to breathe in and out, take water, lemon water, yes. And also I love singing. So on the corridors, before I get to that studio and do the presentation.
As you wrap up, you are aware that there are demonstrations in town right now. I'd like you to ad-lib for me a breaking news story on that, so that the audience could hear all these presentation styles you've been talking about.
So I'm assuming you brought for me the news material in the studio. The script is there, and I'm like, a very good morning. This is Wamoyi on KBC English Service with the latest news. 14 people have been confirmed. Oh, not that one. That is the tech, if you're doing the news, anchoring news. But now if you're reporting, I'll change and move and do it in Swahili. Shukran sana mwenzangu Debbie Amondi hapa katika ukumbi wa KICC. Ni vijana wa kizazi cha jinsia ambao wamebeba mabango wakilalama kwamba gharama ya maisha imekuwa ghali sana. Wanataka serikali ingilie kati ili kuweza kutatua swala hili. Nina mmoja wao hapo anaweza zungumza naye atueleze baada ya hapa KICC maandamano yatafanyika wapi tena. Asante.
Naam, mpenzi mtazamaji, hatimaye Wamoyi Masila na sauti ya kutoa nyoka pangoni. Finally, what advice would you give to aspiring journalists and students who are pursuing journalism currently and are in their final year?
A piece of advice I would offer to the young person, especially those pursuing journalism or media who are in this space, God first. Since you discovered that this is the area you want to pursue, God first. He will enlighten you. He will, whatever you're going to do, and you have put God first. Whatever we learn matters to do with ethical issues. God is your reference point. Yeah, you'll know, you can be sent somewhere to cover a story. You can decide to lie. If you're on radio, maybe you're not seeing you just go, you told us you interviewed some people, maybe there are no sound bites, but you just go and write your own things and start reading to us. That's an ethical issue. So, but with God, you're like, hey, he's seeing me. What I'm doing is not right. Be honest yourself. Love what you're doing. And once you love it, you're going to invest in it heavily. You're going to give your best. And God will guide your steps. Yes.
And that brings us to the end of the conversation. Thank you so much, our guest, Ms. Wamoyi Masila, for taking us through your journey, sharing your experiences and insights with us. And to you, our listeners, I hope you got to learn a thing or two from the discussion today about broadcast presentations and how news is delivered. And we have also been reminded to always put God first in everything we do and to be ethical even in our reporting. That was it from the conversation. My name is Deborah Oteno. Until next time, bye.